fly.
There you are, ghoulies, and here we are once again. Can you believe it? We've managed to pull off another episode of Crimson. Well, it isn't over yet. Anything can happen, especially on Crimson Theater, where what goes behind the scenes outshadows by far what happens.
I think it does.
In front of the show. And once again, I am joined by Dedgar Winter, who's getting quite a following of his own when he isn't sparkling in private in the bathroom, and the one and only Dr. Ivan Kryptopoulos.
Creeptosis.
Creep.
Yes.
Tosis.
Hey, would that be? You're talking about Dedgar and his sparkling.
Yes.
Would that be the Dedgar Winter grope?
It only is when he hassles those girls at Menards, but that's a completely different story.
Man.
Yeah. He's groping with the truth.
Oh. The troops. Groping.
No, that's Obama's groping the troops.
Oh.
Al Gore's groping someone else. But never mind.
Right.
No, that's old news anyway. Who knows? You never know when another big news story is going to pop up, and that's why I like to keep the shows rather current. And speaking
Fresh.
of current, well, our good buddy Ray Milland has not visited the Crimson Theater since he was on The Man with the X-Ray Eyes. And, well, Ray Milland, kind of did some of his final years doing horror movies like many of the retiring actors did. And, well, he showed up in this one. I saw it as a double bill. It was tonight's movie, Frogs, which has never before been on Crimson Theater. And Frogs and Godzilla versus the Smog Monster were billed together and released. And I saw them at the Orpheum Theater here in Kenosha. The Orpheum at that time was trying to compete a little bit with the Roosevelt Theater with the matinees. So they had matinees for kids and porno movies at night.
And which was Frogs? Which
Frogs,
category?
Frogs was at the Orpheum, and so was Yog, Monster from Space, which always felt like there was a musty calamari smell in the Orpheum Theater, but now I realize that was from the nighttime movies, but that's another story. Yeah, that was the 70s, growing up in Kenosha. But hey, the Orpheum Theater still stands, as we all know, and the original theater is still intact. Double billed with Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. They showed Frogs, tonight's movie, first. Upon reviewing this film, I noticed in the beginning there is a photographer taking pictures of pollution. And there actually is some of the sludge from Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. They use a couple little clips that are at the beginning of this movie.
Little surplus of the smudge.
Well, it was a double feature of environmentalism, which were the environmental-less because they were warning about this stuff in 1972, and now here it is, 2010, and we still haven't done anything about it. We just had the big oil spill. And
right.
I like how BP's on there. We're cleaning it up. Oh, we're the good guys. We're cleaning it up. Well, you shouldn't have let it happen in the first place.
Well, they're probably going to show some of the clips from Frogs in that.
I know. The Frogs have been going on and on, which leads me to the controversial situation going on here in Kenosha right now. It's out of hand. Yes, of course, I'm talking about the croaking ban. No, not the smoking ban, the croaking ban.
No.
These frogs are out of control. They're at it night and day croaking. We need an ordinance immediately passed.
I think they'll think about it.
In Kenosha. And people live a lot longer, too.
If they don't croak.
It's out of control. These frogs they're setting a bad example.
They're
croaking
everywhere.
Night and day. And now, what do you think's happening? The crickets are joining in, too. You know how it is at the end of the summer.
Crickets,
there should be a
frogs,
noise ordinance passed.
toads, everyone will be croaking.
Come on, bring on the frogs' legs. Open season on these little critters. I even seen them wandering around the haunted forest the other day. How about that?
No.
The croaking ban. It needs to be put in effect.
You've got to stomp it out.
Well, speaking of stomping it out, it's amazing seeing the people all outside the bar are smoking now because they can't smoke inside. And they're complaining, the poor individuals, complaining about the taxes, having to smoke outside, can't smoke here, can't smoke there. Look at what the big brother is doing to the poor smokers. Hey, I've got a great idea for you. You know how you could really fix them? Quit!
Oh, man.
Yeah, see,
you
then you'll
are
get them.
cranked up today.
You'll save a whole lot of money. Maybe you'll get your appetite back, Of course, they'll probably gain a little bit of weight, but some of these guys could use it. They're shriveling up into oblivion. You know how some people, the cigarette becomes like an appendage, and they have a certain way that the thumb rests on the chin with the cigarette and never leaves the face. I know.
I can't do it. There's problems. I don't.
You don't smoke.
I don't.
And Dedgar, do you smoke?
No.
Cigarettes?
No.
No, I guess he doesn't. That's
No.
terrible conditions here on Crimson.
Can't
man.
sparkle if I smoke.
No, it gets involved with your
No
sparkling.
sparkling. None of that.
So anyway, here we are with Ray Milland in Frogs, and well, what a movie! What were they thinking? We'll
You
just
know
let
what
you
they
soak
were
in.
thinking. They were thinking, we don't have much money to do this. That's what they were thinking.
Oh, well, they got Ray Milland. They got
Yeah.
that other guy too. I can't think of his name right now. Went on to be quite popular in westerns. Who? Oh, Sam Elliott. Yes, it was
Sam
Sam Elliott.
Elliott.
I remember him from Mask, where he played sort of a bearded biker, which kind of transcended into him doing a lot of cowboy roles later on. Here he is, no
Tons of
mustache
them.
about it, playing the righteous environmentalist that no frog would harm. They know who the bad guys are.
Perhaps the viewers will, because Sam Elliott's in there, maybe they can go up to their TV screens and throw a mustache on him.
Maybe,
That might
if
be
they're
a
quick.
good thing to do. Yeah.
But here you are with a whole ensemble cast of players, of undesirable people that you want to see get destroyed by frogs. And frogs here, they're very much like the mafia because they have all the other varmints doing their dirty work for them. Like the frogs aren't doing much, but they sure got the snakes, toads, and alligators all doing their job, and spiders too, if you've got spiders in your eyes. Now you're going to get right into it. That's right, Frogs, a world premiere on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater. We're always having a good time. Now let's get that croaking band going on.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, am I glad you're not hurt. Those canoes aren't very stable. It was just one of those things.
Just one of those things, Mac.
I admit it was stupid. We were out testing this baby, and I thought we'd sneak up on you and make a few waves. I guess it blues, huh?
The sound you hear is the wind rushing through my brother's head.
Look, all I can say is I'm sorry. Just let me have a list of all your stuff and I'll replace it.
You got any diving gear?
You can't dive here. The bottom drops off, and besides that, the mud is so thick you couldn't see 2 feet. Believe me, I've been down there.
We're both really sorry. Really.
My name is Clint Crockett, if you want to know.
I'm Karen.
Smith.
What, just Smith?
Pickett Smith.
Hello?
It is a canoe, and there is a stranger with him. Damn it, Stuart, get down there and find out what the devil's going on.
Jason, they'll be up here in 2 minutes.
There's too much of an inconvenience for you.
Ah, there's the pirate camp.
How are you at badminton? How about tennis?
I play.
Clint loves to play games he's sure to win. How are you at ping pong?
Lousy. Hey, look, I just want to dry out a little bit, then I'll be on my way.
Well, you better forget it, pal. You're fresh blood for our fun and games. Now, how would you like to partake in a nice friendly wage?
At least we owe you a drink or two and some lunch.
Really, I don't want to intrude.
Intrude? No, tonight's very family, very traditional, but this afternoon is practically picnic. We'd love to have you.
How about it, buddy?
All right.
Mr. Smith, this is my uncle, Stuart Martindale, Pickett Smith.
Mr. Martindale. How do you do? What happened?
I was testing the new engine. Ran into Smith's canoe, and I swamped him.
It seemed the canoe swamped you. Something like that.
Mr. Smith accepted our offer to stay for lunch.
Delightful. I'll tell Maybelle. You tell Jason.
As soon as Grandpa gets a look at you, Karen will show you to my room. You will do that, won't you, Karen?
I will.
I'll get you some dry clothes. See you then.
Brent, where you going?
Got a chance close, Grandpa.
Karen, what's going on?
Grandpa, this is Pickett Smith. Mr. Smith, Jason Crockett.
Hello, Mr. Crockett.
My cousin, Michael Martindale.
Well, Karen?
Grandpa, Clint didn't know what he was doing out there, and we nearly ran Mr. Smith down. So we fished him out. Now we're going to offer him a little food and drink after he gets changed out of his wet clothes.
Just a moment. Mr. Smith, I saw you out on the lake early this morning. Now, you've been paddling around this island for hours, taking pictures.
Yes, sir.
Don't you know what's against the law?
Grandpa.
No, sir, I didn't.
There's a sign out there that says private property. Who are you with, anyway?
I'm a freelance photographer. I'm doing a pollution layout for an ecology magazine.
Take any pictures of frogs lately? I saw the biggest bullfrog this morning. This big. Damn creatures are everywhere. Croak all night.
Well, you know, I sent Grover out to take care of that. Mr. Smith, you happen to see a man spraying in that small bay on the North Shore?
Lady, all this man has got to change out of his wet clothes. Grover's not back yet.
He'll be back, Karen.
I'm gonna have to call my editor. Can I use your phone?
Oh, sure, right there. And when you're finished, I'll introduce you to the rest of the family.
It's dead.
Oh, you'll get a dial tone. We're on a regular line.
It's dead.
Well, it's probably just a holiday. It'll come back on soon.
Oh, Karen, look what the kids did. Cute, huh?
It's adorable. Jenny, this is Mr. Pickett Smith. This is Clint's wife, Jenny.
Jenny.
Oh. Well, where's Clint?
He's upstairs changing his wet clothes.
What happened?
Well, it's a long story.
Yeah, it usually is.
Come on, I'll introduce you to the rest. Okay, you all, time out. Quick hello to Pickett Smith. This is my Aunt Iris.
How do you do?
How are you?
And, my cousin, Kenneth Martindale, and Miss Bella Berenson. Pickett Smith.
Hi. Welcome to Crockett Land.
Hi. Not quite awake yet, Mr. Pickett, but I can hardly wait to see what you look like.
Well, now you can take that shower that you were promised. Clint and Jenny's bedroom is the second door on the right upstairs, okay?
Okay.
Kenneth, where do you suppose he came from?
Mom, your guess is as good as mine.
There. Dennis, do you think Daddy will like it? The monarch I just caught. I think it's the largest specimen ever found in this state. And the other one I got at the Vermont farm.
Butterflies are really in, Mrs. Martindale.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm in, Billa. Now, where's that metallic paper? I must get this wrapped before lunch.
Didn't I tell you that a week out here would be something else? Do you find it a little weird for a middle-aged lady to chase butterflies?
Honey, if that's her thing, I do believe she's entitled. Me, myself, I just never had the energy to run after anything.
Perfect timing, pal. Caught you looking at my jersey, didn't I?
Looks like you were quite a jock.
Well, it was my wife's idea. You see, she's still impressed with me ever since I was the school's highest scorer.
Oh, yeah? I don't think I've ever heard of Midwest Valley Central.
Well, not everybody has. But I hope my two go there. You'll meet them later. That picture, that's Jenny when she was a cheerleader.
Pretty girl.
Yeah, I'd say she was, too. Always was. Recognize old Clint? Huh? I'm the same weight now I was when I was playing. Not one extra pound. It's really funny. Jenny's just got a few more extra little tiny bags under her eyes. That's about all. Come on, why don't we help ourselves to some dry clothes? I think that'll make us both feel pretty good, huh? Do it, girl. Do it. Yeah. Pretty. Pretty. Pretty.
Mr. Kenneth, I have a message from your grandfather.
With or without the profanity, Charles?
I was told to quote him exactly. Has your damn watch stopped?
Message received, Charles.
Has your agency ever thought of packaging your grandfather and giving him a new image?
He knows he's not popular with the public or his family, and he revels in it.
Well, he treats me nice enough.
He wouldn't dare admit that we're shaking him off. Nobody ever invites guests 4th of July, and I bring you, a girl, worse, a sexy model.
That ain't all either.
But would Jason ever admit we shook him up? Never.
Well, looks like most of the family have joined us. Clint, any reason why your children should be 12 minutes late?
Where are they, Jenny?
Grandfather, you know how difficult it is to get those kids away from the pool. And on a day like this? Well, I told them. I told those kids 20 minutes ago to get out of their wetsuits and change for lunch.
Jenny, far be it from me to tell you how to raise your children. If you forbid them the use of the pool until they've learned the rules of being at meals on time.
Well, it's not my fault.
I'll make sure they understand that, sir.
Hey, everybody, look, look! Look what I found! Look what I found! He's gigantic!
Don't be so stupid, Jay.
Don, Mike, that's mine!
Now listen, Jay, Tina, you're both late. Now go sit down and eat your food. Jay, you were right. He was gigantic.
Oh, I hate those things, and they make so much noise. Just making everybody crazy.
No nonsense, Jenny. You see many frogs along the shore, Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir, a few.
More than you'd consider usual?
I guess so, but sometimes they have a summer like this. Animals overpopulate. They'll die off by next year.
You sound like you might be an ecology expert, are you?
Yes, sir, to an extent.
You see, I have an impatient family. They can't wait till next year. How do they get rid of the frogs now?
Well, it seems like everyone in our family's hung up on frogs.
They really do keep us awake every night. Those of us who don't consume a fifth of vodka every night, that is.
Which reminds me.
How do we get rid of them?
I have suggested pouring oil on the water to choke them off. That would help, wouldn't it, Mr. Smith?
Yeah, but you'd be killing a lot of other things at the same time.
Make my home smell like a refinery.
Well, I can't sleep.
It's not the end of the world, Jenny.
Well, it seems so.
And with all our technology and all my money, we still can't get rid of these frogs. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. She'll think of something.
Well, I suggest you do me a favor. Go take a good look round. Come back, give me an honest report, so I can quieten down this nervous group.
All right. You have a deal.
Good.
These things feel a lot better. Thank Maybelle for drying them for me, will you?
I surely will. And congratulations. You seem to have impressed Grandpa.
That's good.
You have a nice trip.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Mr. Smith, I see you a moment. That'll be all, Michael.
Just on my way out, Mr. Crockett.
Do you mind closing the door? Now, if I might ask a small favor. It's obvious you can't see the whole island before dark.
Oh, I don't think I have to see the whole island.
But if you would take the North Road and keep your eyes peeled for my man Grover. He left about 6 o'clock this morning to do some spraying up in that little bay up there where the mosquitoes and the frogs are pretty bad. But it's my belief he's AWOL with a little lady friend from across the lake. If you do see him, will you tell him I want him?
Yes, sir, I'll be glad to.
Want to take one of these?
Oh, no, sir. I don't think a stuffed bullfrog would add a thing.
Maybelle?
Oh, I could not now.
Oh, come on. Live a little bit.
Oh, well, why not? But don't tell anybody.
Hey, a toast to Crockett Land. You know, my name's Maybelle, too.
Kind of thought so.
Born and raised in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, Bella.
Yeah?
There's always hot coffee and a friendly conversation in the kitchen if you ever need it.
Thanks, Maybelle, because I think I might be needing it.
Sorry.
Oh, well, just kind of relax and you'll get it after a while.
That's an unusual dress, Bella. Did you make it?
No, I didn't make it. I designed it.
And I think it's fantastic.
We are talking about the dress, aren't we? That noise is driving me insane. Won't they ever stop?
Stop complaining, Jenny. It'll stop soon.
Daddy, what if Grover's lying in a ditch somewhere? I hope he's not hurt.
Serve him right if he is.
Oh, Grandpa, that's awful. You make it sound like the worst of the ugly rich.
We are the ugly rich.
Well, we're entitled to be ugly, Karen. God knows we pay enough taxes. Daddy, did you know the government is forcing us to put strainers on our paper mills?
It's called anti-pollution control, Iris.
What's the difference what it's called? It costs millions, and our dividends will be shot to hell.
Where'd you find Grover's Jeep?
Far into the island?
But still no sign of Grover.
No.
Well, I'm not surprised. You can't depend on help these days. Not unless they've been with you from the very beginning.
Is it still dead?
Yeah.
Dumb phone company. Can we buy you a drink before dinner?
No, thanks. Can I see you alone a minute?
All right.
Is anything wrong?
No.
How much longer, Maybelle?
In a few moments.
I did everything with him I could. But we gotta get that body out of there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for telling me first. I appreciate it. No use frightening the others. Today of all days.
Yeah, I've gathered tomorrow's quite a celebration.
This week with my family is the one permanent thing left in my life. 15 years ago, nature threw me for a loss. Dumped me in this chair. We have 4 birthdays in July. Mine, Karen's, Stuart, and Michael. We've celebrated together for years. And we'll celebrate until I'm 100. Right here.
Yes, sir. Well, you have my birthday eve congratulations. I'm sure it'll be a great day for everyone. If I couldn't reach the village, I'll have Clint or someone run me back across the lake.
What do you mean? Stay here till morning.
about the body? I don't believe it. Look at this.
Somebody kill him!
Stand aside.
Charles, take it out. Well, what's everybody standing around for? Let's eat.
Frogs attacking windows? Snakes and chandeliers? Those aren't exactly normal things, Mr. Crockett.
I don't think there's much to worry about. I'm sure I can get the state to spray some pesticides.
Yes, sir, I'm sure you can. It'd kill a hell of a lot of other things, too.
Mr. Smith, that is where you and I part company. I still believe man is master of the world.
Does that mean he can't live in harmony with the rest of it?
You call that horrible racket out there harmonious?
Mr. Crockett, I know it sounds strange as hell, but what if nature were trying to get back at us?
Nonsense.
Then how do you explain it?
We just sit and wait.
Seems like all I ever do around here is babysitting. Hope they don't do something that might annoy him, and they always do. Family. Boy, they don't like me. You. You're out drinking in that speedboat all day and all night. Well, I hate it.
It's only a couple of weeks a year.
Yes, sir. No, sir. All day long. The only one that matters is him. Well, what about me? Shouldn't your wife come first?
Oh, now listen to me. I said listen to me. Now that old man is not gonna live forever. And that means $1 million or more to me. All we have to do is just play our cards right.
I don't think that I can stand
Just shut your mouth.
Higgins,
Hi.
you all right?
Sure. Just looking around a little bit.
I'm getting like Jenny. Frogs are driving me crazy, too.
Oh, it's like a different world out here at night.
This place must seem like a different place to you day or night. How long you been doing this?
What?
Taking pictures?
Only real job I've ever had.
You always work outdoors?
Yeah, whenever I can.
You must really like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Why?
Oh, it lets me travel a lot. See a lot of country. Meet some good people. I'm on my own time. Nobody on my back. freedom, I guess.
What were you and Grandpa talking about tonight?
Nothing, just talking.
Did you have to close the door? When you came back in the Jeep tonight, I knew something had happened. Now, what was it? Come on, Pickett, tell me. What is going on here that Grandpa doesn't think his own family is entitled to know?
I just don't know what it is.
All right. It's getting damp out here. I'm going inside. Want to come?
No, you go ahead. I'll see you in the morning.
Night.
Night.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. Happy 4th of July, Grandpa.
I thank you, children. Getting all ready for the excitement?
When do we get to do the Roman candles and sparklers?
When it's time, when it's dark, after the birthday cake and everything. You're old enough to know that by now. Oh, don't just stand there. Go off and play somewhere.
Another year going by, Mr. Crockett. Another happy day for everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Maybelle. Another year ended, another year beginning. Charles seeing to the decorations?
Oh, yes, sir.
Anybody seen Clint? God forbid I should come before his training program.
Not quite like it was in college, huh?
That's just the trouble, Grandfather. It's just like it was in college.
Jenny, perhaps you'd like to help with the decorations. If you've got the time.
Thank you. I'd love to.
Something tells me it's the 4th of July.
Or the Martians have landed.
Well, at least they didn't start before 8 o'clock. Obviously, some of the family hasn't heard them yet. Did you rest well, Mr. Smith?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Is there anything you need?
Nothing.
Well, I'm going to mend my net. I'll see you all later.
Welcome to another day in the life of the Crockett's.
Want some more coffee?
No, thanks. I nearly came by your room last night.
Why didn't you?
The floorboards creak too much.
I'm sorry Jason Crockett doesn't keep his floorboards in better condition.
I liked talking to you last night.
We'll have to do more of it.
All right. I'm ready to play king of the law. Hey, Smith.
Not here.
Where is he? Michael, when you're through pounding, why don't you warm me up a little bit?
No. No, I don't want to.
Oh, come on. Come on. Just don't hurt me. The idea is to just step on that log, stay on it, put your left hand behind your back, like that, and that's all you have to do. Just like that.
Come on, Michael, get him.
Had enough. The boy's a loser.
Your boyfriend get lost?
Wish I could be so lucky.
How would you like to fight me for my log?
That's really not my kind of game.
What is your kind of game?
I don't think you'd dig it. It's a little slower than that and, sophisticated.
Try me.
I'm not gonna be here that long.
Morning, Mr. Crockett. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Had your breakfast?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, Smith. How about some games?
Later, Clint. I want to talk to him.
Yes, sir.
Well, maybe I'd look around your island a little more, Mr. Crockett, if you don't mind. And I'll check out the phone line for you.
Michael, why don't you take the Jeep? Go and see if you can find a line down somewhere.
Certainly, Grandpa.
Mr. Smith, seems to me you got something on your mind. Care to tell me about it?
Well, sir, I don't want to spoil your day here, but something's got to be done with that body. I'll tell you something else, Mr. Crockett. You've overdone it with those pesticides and poisons here. I'm afraid to think what's happening.
There you are, Mr. Michael, just in case.
Thanks, Maybelle.
And this year, I believe I've thought of everything. New badminton birds, a new net, and 4 new rackets. Oh, and Kenneth, would you go into the greenhouse there and get some cymbidiums and some of those pale green orchids? You know, the little teeny tiny ones? I just don't have time, and maybe I wasn't quite up to it. Oh, a papilioglaucus. I must get my net right away.
It's the least I can do.
Now, wait a minute. I want to show you my new beanbag punch.
No way.
Son, go get him.
Hey, cut her out, Dad.
Mix it up with him. Show him. I'd love to see him on his ass.
I don't want to show anybody anything.
Well, if you're chicken, at least you could find something useful to do with yourself.
I suppose I could, put up a targets for rifle practice. Or I could, make sure that there are a proper number of bean bags. I might even volunteer to play gin with Granddaddy.
But you won't.
No, I won't.
Cymbidium, cymbidium. Cymbidium. Cymbidium, cymbidium. I hope you realize that was your last meal on the Crockett's.
Grandfather, I don't know when you want to start the games. Not everybody's back yet. But you usually do start by now.
Who's not back? Michael and who else?
Iris went off after a butterfly about a half an hour ago.
Kenneth said something about the greenhouse, about choosing some flowers.
Karen, go in the house and see if he's there. If he is, tell him to get out here.
All right, Grandpa.
Jason, I'm sure Iris won't be very long.
If you're so sure, what are you standing there for? Go find her.
Okay. Easy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a lot of strategy in this once you get the hang of it.
Oh, is that what you call it down here?
Yeah, that's what we call it down here. That was nice.
Charles, have you seen Kenneth?
He asked Maybelle to get out some bowls for the flowers. That was an hour ago.
Oh, that's peculiar. Grandpa's getting very impatient. Have you seen Kenneth?
No.
What's the matter? Is it still not working?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on here?
I don't know. Your grandpa's getting pretty tough out there. I thought you were the one supposed to be able to handle him when nobody else could.
Yeah, and then comes a point when nobody can. I better find Kenneth, or there are going to be some real fireworks.
Quiet, Colonel.
What is it? What does he see? What's going on? Clint, get me out of here.
Clint, keep your wife quiet.
Grandfather, something terrible is happening.
You be quiet.
Mr. Crockett, we all know how important your plans are to you.
You couldn't possibly know. We're going ahead with this celebration today just as I planned, just as I've celebrated all my life. Nothing's going to stop it.
Oh, there's nothing you can do.
Who's dead?
God, I knew it.
You sure? How?
He's dead, all right, Mr. Crockett. There's bottles of poison broken all over that greenhouse. He's been asphyxiated.
Karen, take me inside.
Glenn, I'm going to need your help.
I'd be glad to do anything I can, Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Charles.
Because I want you to and Grandpa Crockett wants you to.
Well, what's the matter? Why is everybody acting so funny?
Just get up in your room and play.
How do you figure?
I don't know, Charles. Is there any place we can put it?
Yes, sir. I'll show you.
This movie reeks of the early 70s.
It reeks all right. I'm just about ready to close my eyes.
I think I stepped on some frog poo on the way around the castle. Those little varmints, causing all kinds of trouble here for poor Ray Milland. Just wants to have a decent 4th of July party as he always had in his family history.
Croaking and crapping. That's what they're doing.
That's
it's
right.
It's got to be a dual-prong ordinance you don't get them to work.
Yeah, I know. We got to get that in session right away. Oh, man. Terrible conditions here, Ghoulies. Frogs, what a charming movie, though. It brings me back to 1971 or 2, whatever it was, at the Orpheum Theater. Just an interesting time. And we had to see this first, and then Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. What a fantastic combination. And it's amazing that Godzilla looks a lot like a frog face in Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. Did you notice that?
Very much alike. Very much so. And I can only watch it so much. That's the nice thing about the glasses here. I can just nod off. You don't even know. Edgar doesn't know. I'm not even good. The movie's so good, I don't know that I'm even watching it myself.
I know, you're doing
Don't
head
fear,
bombs.
we know the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Talk about bad songs, huh?
We got
what was it about the beginning of the 70s for movies, art, and music? It was fantastic. By the late 70s, it all went downhill, much like the 80s. You know, the beginning of the 80s, you had cool stuff like Adam and the Ants, making videos, and Lords of the New Church, and then suddenly Phil Collins and Van Halen start making videos and ruined that too. It all started out with some great promise, except for the 90s, of course. What did we get in Nirvana?
Ew.
And then as far as, the new millennium, what can we say? I will say one thing about the past 10 years of the new millennium. We must have seen some of the ugliest vehicles ever to be manufactured in history.
Oh, they are out there.
It's the pits.
Hideous.
Big, wide loaded, rear-ended people on cell phones, slowing down, speeding up. Ugliest
That's just
cars.
the people. That's not even the vehicles. With the
gas crisis. Oh yeah. Let's make some more 10-cylinder engines, huh?
How about the smart car?
Huh?
How about the smart car?
The smart car. Where's that being built? In Mexico? I like it, Obama. Change we can believe in, and then Chrysler's jobs go to Mexico.
Yeah.
That's change
it's no
we
good.
can believe in, yeah.
Oh, believe it, they're going. That's what he means, I think.
Maybe we need a new presidential candidate. Ever think about running for president there, Fructosis?
I'm not a citizen. That's the problem, you see. Even with this...
I guess the president really isn't either, but I'm heard. He wasn't born there. I don't know. Where was he born?
I'm even scared
Test
with
tube
this...
somewhere? I don't know.
With this going to Arizona. I won't go to Arizona now because, they might whoosh me out to some strange land.
Oh, you're a real illegal Indonesian.
I don't
South
even...
of the border, Bo.
I traveled there under the cover.
I think Wolfgang Screwball took offense at my illegal Indonesian jokes.
Oh.
He hasn't responded.
Not
He won't
Wolfgang.
come back. I think I insulted the social butterfly he is. He's too busy for Crimson Theater. Too busy in the laboratory, too busy schmoozing here and there. Where is
do a little
Wolfgang, our lost
schmoozing.
child? And I did get some hate mail about the whole illegal Indonesian Whitecap thing, but I tried to say, the people out at Whitecaps, they know how to enjoy Halloween. I know people out there right now that are working diligently on their Halloween yard props. Not talking about you, Dedgar. Oh, we gave it away. Dedgar lives out in the Whitecaps.
Oh.
Yes. Yep.
Terrible.
At least when there's a fire out of Whitecaps, the fire department, they don't have to use an axe to break down the door. Just a couple peas in the straw and they're right through that thing.
Boom, down it goes, huh? Oh.
Right. Those are some nice houses, you don't even have to open the window to get a breeze.
Oh, man. You can let him grip on your crypt like that, huh?
I don't know. Those people should be lucky the whole thing was built on an Indian burial ground.
A sense of history. That's what they've got. Don't worry about the dwelling itself. You're sitting on history, or Or maybe some of that frog stuff you might be sitting on too. But
Frog legs.
nevertheless, I think, yeah.
Well, I know I sat on history once. I went back in Ralph's little area of the cavern, and I sat on his old burrito he left on the seat.
Oh,
Oh, no.
We won't get into Ralph Piro's history just yet. When the book comes out,
Is there a whole chapter on the burrito?
there will be a
in
whole
there?
chapter on the Ralph Piro, Igor, all the strange cases that have wandered through the Crimson Universe in these years.
Oh, man.
Roger himself will have his own, his own little chapter. Now, what happened is, we had the Dominatrix on a while back, and Roger got so inspired, he got a whip and some cat o' nine tails, and has been using them at the poor ladies at the senior center.
Oh,
Trying to whip them into shape over there.
I heard about that.
It takes a lot sometimes. You know, the cat of 8 tails doesn't work. You need all 9
tails.
You bet.
Yes.
You bet. None
Right.
of this 8 tails.
The senior chorus goes wild.
Oh, man.
Yep. Woo, Roger. You can always check Roger out on local cable access television on the Sons of Norway Review if you want to know who this deviant of society is. The one thing they all say about him, he's one of the horniest guys on access television. Yeah.
That's
And I
Sons
mean
of
that
Norway.
in a rated G kind of way.
Sons of Norway, didn't they sing with Roy Rogers? Wasn't that part of his Roy Rogers and the Sons of Norway, I think?
No, it might have been. Roger, any comments here?
Sons of something. Pioneers. Sons of Pioneer. That's different, I'll bet. Has nothing to do with Norway and the fjords. Do you have fjords in your club? Fjords. You're Sons of Norway, you should have fjords.
Yeah. Not enough room for the mead. Well,
yeah.
if you're in need and we're need the mead, you're going right back to it now. Frogs! On Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, we're always having a good time. When Ray Milland is on the Crimson Theater, it is a very rare occasion. Now you get right back into it. Ribbit.
No. Oh, no. Ah. Ah. Oh.
Thank you, Mabel. Grandpa, I think that we've just got to get out of here.
About Mike, Iris, and Stewart.
When we get help, then we can find out
Now
what's happened
listen to me, all of you. I'm just as heartbroken over this tragedy as any of you. But there's plenty of time later to do what has to be done.
Later? Why wait, Grandpa? What difference
Because I won't
will that...
let anything interfere with today's schedule. Not anything. Year ends and the year begins. It always has, it always will.
Always? What do you mean, always?
I'm not interested in what you think.
Pickett, you've got to help us. We don't know what to do.
Well, I know what to do, and we're going to do it. Just because of one death, an accident, there's no reason for everybody to panic.
2 deaths, Mr. Crockett. 2 very strange deaths.
Who else?
What did you see?
Grover's dead. Found him yesterday.
Why didn't you tell us?
Because I thought it best not to. Didn't want to spoil your day.
Whose day? What happened to him?
He was in the swamp. He'd been hit by a snake.
Is that another accident, Grandpa? Is that another coincidence?
Karen, and everybody, this conversation is ended.
No, it isn't. Look, I don't know what's going on around here, or if it's happening anywhere else. But we're a bunch of damn fools. We don't face the fact that we're in a hell of a lot of trouble. And we're gonna have to get together to fight it.
Keep on talking, Pickett, because you're the only man around here who's saying anything.
First of all, we're gonna have to try to find Iris, Stewart, and Michael. Be very honest with you. I don't think we will. Not alive, anyway. But whether we find them or not, we've got to get off this damn island. All of us, now. We'll take the powerboat. If we have to, we'll tow the canoe.
And leave this house empty, deserted?
I don't really think there's going to be anyone around here to worry about today. Or haven't you noticed? There hasn't been one boat out on that lake all day.
Do you think that's happening everywhere, Mr. Smith?
Well, if it is, we all better get out of here together.
But I forbid it. I control these people, not you.
Nobody controls me, Mr. Crockett. Now, I am asking to get off this island by myself or with somebody else. I just want to go.
You can leave whenever you feel like it.
Mr. Crockett, begging your pardon, I do believe Mr. Smith made good sense. We must all go together.
What are you saying? Are you contradicting me? Just because of one small crisis, you want to run?
Mr. Crockett, really, it's not a small crisis. You got to see that.
I see who's loyal and who isn't. That's what I see. Now, if you want to go, both of you will go. Do you?
Maybe you haven't heard about it stuck out here in vacation land. But 57 years ago, they just started letting people make up their own mind.
Mr. Crockett, I wish you'd change your mind for your own safety. Mr. Crockett,
do you want to leave? Then leave. Get out. All 3 of you. Go on. Clint?
Yes, sir?
Take him across the lake and leave him. Take a good look round. Then get right back here.
Take care of that, sir. Ladies, gentlemen, we got about 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. I'll write you my thank you note when I get back to civilization.
You're in for one hell of a battle, Mr. Crockett. You better get ready for it.
Jesse? Jesse? Damn it, where are you?
Is there anything we can do to help?
No, nothing. Either one of you know how to handle these things?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, I've always hated guns.
Karen, even under these circumstances, is there any reason why we can't get something to eat?
Of course not, Grandpa. I guess the kids must be pretty hungry, too. What would you like?
I'd like the menu that was originally planned, starting with a double old-fashioned for me.
Right.
Well, where's Clint? Shouldn't he have been back by now?
All depends on how many beers he took with him, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
There. Got any gasoline around here?
In the tool shed.
you see that? Since I went after them, they scattered.
And very intelligently, too. The frogs are thinking now. The snails are planning strategy. Their brains as good as ours. Is that your point?
Where's Mommy and Daddy? Where's Mommy, Karen? Well, your daddy hasn't come back from across the lake yet, and I think your Mommy just went outside.
I didn't see her out there.
Mommy!
Wait!
Mommy! 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 Mommy!
Pickett?
That settles it. We're leaving. Come on, come on.
Where are they, Karen? Why isn't Daddy in the boat?
We don't know, darling. We just don't know. How are we going to leave?
Oh, that chicken to their head.
Grandpa Crockett, Daddy's not in the boat. He's out there all by himself.
She's right, Mr. Crockett. There's no one in it. We're all leaving now.
The Crockett's are staying.
Grandpa, after all that's happened today, do you think it makes any difference whether we stay?
I'm staying and you're staying.
But don't you understand? I can't let the children stay, and I can't let you stay either.
If anyone gives orders in this house, I do. Now, if you want to disobey me, all right, go ahead. I thought you at least were different. Thought you had the Crockett strength, the guts. But if you want to leave, go. Go on, get the hell out of here. Just stand up and be counted. That means are you with me or against me? You understand?
Are you going to be all right?
You worried about me? Well, thank you for your concern. I'm going to be perfectly all right. I can get in that elevator by myself. I can get into bed by myself. And that's where I'm going, and I'm going to sleep like a baby.
Can I take that shotgun?
Take anything you like. Don't bring it back. Many happy returns of the day. To me.
Okay, let's go.
Hi, Grandpa.
Grandpa? One 4th of July race anyway. Now, when I say, I want you very carefully to run down to the dock, okay? And watch out for the frogs. On your mark, get set, go!
Stay with him a minute.
Oh, my God. Nothing, darling.
Stay down, keep real little.
Okay.
Hold on with size.
Okay. Keep real steady.
What happened?
We're on a snag.
Pickett, be careful. Here. No, darling, just hold my hand. Now, come on, keep going.
Come on.
Hello. Is anything wrong?
We had a little trouble. Can you give us a lift?
Oh, sure, I'd be glad to. Hop in.
Great. Come on!
Did your car break down?
No, it's a long story. Thanks for stopping.
Well, we're headed for Jefferson City. I just picked my son up at camp.
Hi, I'm Buddy. Hi.
We've been on this road for practically 3 hours straight, and you're the first souls we've seen in an hour. It seems very strange that everybody's disappeared inside on a holiday.
Hey, you want to see what I caught? They were all over the place at camp. Ever seen a monster big as him before?
again, Colonel. Colonel. Hello? 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 It can't be dead. It rang. Oh. Oh.
There you are, ghoulies. I hope you enjoyed tonight's feature as much as I did. Frogs.
Didn't you really enjoy it? Now tell the truth.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it's one of those movies that just kind of lays there, but it was really cool in a sort of strange way.
It brought you back to your childhood, didn't it?
Well, that's
Or
not
the
hard to
middle
do on
age,
this
maybe.
show.
It got me hopping.
What's up?
It got me hopping.
It got you hopping.
Oh.
You know, I saw these frogs were sparkling way before those Twilight vampires.
They were. It was all the moisture on their backs, and they'd spin and jump and stuff, and then you'd have sparkling frogs.
I'd like to do a special call out on the show right now. Now, recently I acquired some Dark Shadows episodes. They have these volumes, and I've got 11 through 20, and we're probably going to try to get some of that on the Crimson Theater. If anyone out there has got any after 20, I'm dying to see them. I'm a huge Dark Shadows fan. So Tim Burton, if you're looking for someone extra to be in that Dark Shadows movie you're making, I'm your guy. I could be Quentin. I know it's all sewed up with Johnny Depp's playing Barnabas Collins, but
I thought you were more going into that Three Stooges movie instead of the Dark Shadows.
Three Stooges.
Yeah, the MGM was
That's
doing
Rich
the
Cose's territory.
Three Stooges movie, and then they've canned it now because MGM's run out of money. They fired Three Stooges movie. They fired the James Bond movies too. No more James Bond.
Now let's get a good look at camera 3 here right now. All right, see what I'm saying? You don't have to look any further for Three Stooges. You got them right here.
Here, Moe, Larry, Curly. We are right here, waiting for the.
You know what's
the big
really
shot.
cool is that Iggy and the Stooges are playing again.
No.
Yeah,
He's
now that's
scary.
fantastic. You remember them, Iggy
Oh,
Pop
yeah.
and the Stooges.
Iggy.
You know, now that's some rock and roll. I mean, and you know, in the wilds of Kenosha, you know, they're still listening to Bon Jovi, so they don't even know about the, you know, prehistory of Iggy and the Stooges.
You're going to get some mean emails again.
I don't care. You know what? What I found out, because I try to go soft on the show sometimes and try to be politically erect like Al Gore. But my fans, they don't like that. They like it edgy. They like it because, you know, the doctor tells it to you straight. And I think that's what the ghoulies like.
That's the attraction to this show.
I don't know if there is an attraction.
I don't.
Some of the girls like the way Dedgar sparkles. I know we're getting some mail on that.
I think it's that long white hair.
I know. I think it might be.
Yes.
Those chiseled features and winning personality.
I think he's got some features we should take the chisel to anyway. You're
yeah,
right.
that's right. You got it right. We should have took the chisel to tonight's movie.
Oh.
Chiseled it down chiseled about 20 minutes out of it. We could have BS'd a little longer.
But see how much of Ravenland we would have lost.
Uh-huh.
We wouldn't have had it all there. You know.
Talk about the grumpy old man that just won't listen to anybody.
Is that
I've known
his
a few
last
of those.
movie?
Huh?
Is that his last movie?
It was getting there, I'm
bit
sure.
the dust?
According to Ralph, he got sued for making this movie because he's under contract with MGM. And then he went off and made he did make the incredible two-headed transplant. Was that it, or the thing with two heads?
Oh, with the,
I don't know. There's a couple double headers.
Rosie Greer.
Rosie
guy.
Greer. Yeah. I don't know if we showed that one on
Rosie.
Crimson Theater.
Oh man.
According to Ralph, it ruined Rosie Greer's acting career, which couldn't have been much in the first place.
I think everybody had to watch. What's her Pam Grier?
It could have been like Joe Namath's career in acting.
Oh man, yeah, that was a big time.
Which gets me on the subject of football, and I know I said it before, but you know, something's a little weird with football. Now you got think about it. You got weird names like Dick Buttkiss, Fran Tarkington, Joe Namath wears tights. Remember that?
And mink coats.
They're always meeting in the end zones. They're always patting each other on the butts.
Mm-hmm.
The signs are all there. Something is definitely weird with football.
Something is up, and I don't want to, jump horses to figure out what the deal is, but yeah, you've got a point there.
You know, it's part of the brainwashing of the public, is all it is. And you know, these same people that complain about this ordinance, that ordinance, what these politicians do, don't turn on the TV for 2 minutes and watch a council meeting. No, they got to see what the Packers are doing, which is usually losing these days, or they're not making it to no Super Bowl, are they?
I don't know what
And Brett Favre isn't playing football for the 20th time now. I've had to hear that.
Well, that's today. You know,
May
that's
change.
subject to change in 5 minutes or so.
Let's send him from Crimson Theater, a nice case of No More Tears shampoo, so he doesn't have to embarrass himself on TV anymore.
Great idea.
You know?
A bit of a whiner, a bit of a whiner baby man.
Yeah, it's the new threshold of men's sports. I know, I like nothing better than the smell of a men's locker room after a game.
You do. You're being facetious now. I know
Yes,
that.
yes, I am. I am.
can
Facetious?
The sarcasm about that.
Well,
I'm wondering about that
It's coming
sport.
up to that season again. Everywhere you go, the same football game on the same bar room TV. Now, why did they ban an ordinance on football on television? Put the TVs outside with the smokers. I want to go somewhere and watch something else besides that. I mean, basically, when I go out, I don't go out to watch TV. I don't know. It's a big industry.
You'd be surprised how
You
many
know we're
people.
kidding around, don't you? to each his own. That's the bottom line message from the doctor on Crimson Theater. To each his own. Of course, if we decide to rip
Write
on
that
you
down.
on the Crimson Theater, then that's what you get.
Hey, speaking of things, I was coming in today to do this wonderful Crimson. It's not easy to say the Crimson Theater thing, and I noticed kind of a couple of businesses that struck me a little unusual coming down the road. Same strip mall, almost right next to one another. A place that they don't want you to snore anymore, and then there's a church next to it. What is that saying about Kenosha? Have
I
you
don't know
seen
what
that?
I didn't know. I don't know
It's
what
right
you're
up
talking
the
about.
road a little bit. So, snore no more. Then they cure you from snoring, and then they put church next to it. I don't know. You people will know. And
Well, you know what? I'll
Send
tell
him
you.
the emails.
Talk about an oxymoron or just plain morons, period. They have Twilight Market in downtown Kenosha, and it starts at 4 o'clock. Half the businesses close anyway.
Yeah, what's with that?
What's up with that? I don't know. Anyway, Ghoulies, I don't know if I'll ever get it. I hope you got it, because you're going to get it again next week.
Whether you want it or not.
Right. So I hope you enjoyed Frogs. I hope you come and see us at some of the appearances we'll be making soon. There will be bulletins about that, and you can always check out the various websites. Just Google search Dr. Destruction or Dr. Creeptosis and Dedgar Renner. I don't know if you got anything going yet. Uh-huh. He's going to be haunting in the woods.
He's too busy chasing the girls around.
You're right there. Anyway, Ghoulies, you have a horrifying week. We'll see you next time on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater. Shoot me an email. Have a great week, Ghoulies.